Christmas 2025 live and uncut. Uncle Bull Cow is here, halfway in the building. Under the pavilion, I got a hot sauce I'm going to review. So once again, I want to say thank you to Stephen Happy for sending me this. This here is Secret Aardvark Habanero hot sauce. And you know what? I've seen these around. I've seen them in a couple of stores, and I have seen them online. I've never seen anyone review one, which is good. Sometimes I like to go into something without any bias. But check this out. I'm going to be reviewing this, and I've never had anything from Secret Aardvark before. So this ought to be interesting. Let's get it going here. I got something that some of you guys don't even know. Some of you guys maybe never have seen this. What is going on, Kevin? All the way from Hawaii. What's good, brother? Kevin knows what this is. That's right. The Uncle Bull Cow spoon. This is a perfect hot sauce tasting spoon. It's porcelain with gold. This spoon, I don't break it out all that often, but it's a special occasion today. I'm outside the building. If you hear it's a little bit noisy, there's a playground in back of me, lots of children, which is a good thing. There's some construction going on here, so please forgive the little bits of background noise that you may hear. All right, so let's give this a try. Secret Aardvark. I did some reviews this week for, let's see, I did at Buc-ee's yesterday. And I did 2 sauces from Black Gold Hot Sauce. So, and then I got some other shenanigans, pepper community shenanigans. We'll come back on another time and figure that out. That's right. Merry Christmas, Golf. You and yours. All right, the Uncle Bull Cow spoon is sitting there ready. Secret Aardvark Habanero hot sauce. Let's go. All right. It's got a nice consistency to it. Full spoonful. We don't play. This is excellent, and it's hot. Comment below if you've ever had this. And do me a favor, smash that like button right now. Comment below. Let me know if you ever had Secret Aardvark Habanero hot sauce. Listen, I'll tell you right now, for a habanero sauce, I did not expect it to have that much heat, okay? I didn't. I mean, I know habaneros are hot, but if you don't use enough of them in the sauce, there's too many mild habanero sauce out there. This packs serious heat. I mean, if I tried that blind taste test, someone said, what's in that? I'd say habanero and maybe a little ghost pepper powder or something, because it's got some heat to it. Now, when I make a habanero hot sauce, it's this hot or close to it. I like to taste the peppers. I like the heat to represent the pepper. And that's what's wrong with the commercial world, okay? The commercial world, you buy something from the grocery store and it says spicy. It says extra spicy. It says Carolina Reaper. You taste it and you're like, I'm not getting any heat off of it. How then is it Carolina Reaper? Now I want you to understand something. Pay attention, folks. I see that as fraudulent. And I'm not talking about some elite chili head that's, got a super high tolerance eating something and saying, yeah, that's not hot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the whole general public trying these Carolina Reaper chips and ghost pepper this and ghost pepper that. They're not even getting burnt off it. So it's a misrepresentation and it's false advertising. It is. Think about it this way. I want you to understand this. Say, for instance, I had you come sit down and I gave you a plain Lay's potato chip. And I said, that's sour cream and onion. I gave you another one that I said is salt and vinegar. You tasted them, you would say That's not salt and vinegar. It's not even sour at all. You know, you'd say that's not sour cream and onion. That's a plain potato chip. That's what you would say. So you would say this is false advertising. It has no flavor of that. Well, technically, at the bottom of the list of all the ingredients, they have a little bit of sour cream and onion in there, or a little bit of vinegar. But it doesn't taste like salt and vinegar chips. It doesn't taste like sour cream and onion chips. It tastes like a plain chip. And technically, there's a little dab of that ingredient in there, but if you can't even taste it, it doesn't count. That, my friends, is false advertising. It is. It's plain and simple. And people, you know, they abuse the secret Aardvark is good and it's hot. People abuse the pepper terminology, and the whole industry is abused. It is. I mean, people, they can literally say this is this. No. You buy something and you can't taste that main ingredient. It's like buying mac and cheese. You cook it up, you put your little cheese packet in there, and it tastes like plain macaroni. You're like, what the heck is this? False advertising. And that's why you have problems where Mrs. Renfro ghost pepper salsa is banned, not banned, but they won't order it and they won't stock it in the grocery stores here because it's too hot. People complained about it, brought it back. One manager told me a story. The lady came back in. She had the open jar of salsa. She gave it to, by the way, this is awesome. She gave this jar of salsa to the manager and said, I want my money back. That is too hot. It says right on it, ghost pepper. So that's why I always tell people, like Kime from Opal's Candies, when he made the Carolina Reaper brittle, it was hot. But guess what? Me and Cousin Eddie told him, keep it like that. Because somebody buys something that says Carolina Reaper, and they complain they got burnt off of it, that it's hot, then that's so be it. But stand your ground. The pepper is represented in that product. And let me tell you something. This is represented. There might be a super hot in here. I don't have my glasses, so I can't read the ingredients. But if any of you guys know if there's some anything hotter in here, maybe they use habanero and habanero powder. But it says tomatoes, vinegar, cilantro, yellow onion, habanero pepper. It says it twice, so I'm imagining that, yeah, there's no super hots in it. So it says habanero pepper twice, so imagine that's probably, and most of the times if you see that, that means there's fresh habaneros or there's a habanero mash in there, and then there will be habanero powder in there. This is legit right here. This is legit, and I hope there's still some of these in the store, so thank you, Stephen Happy. This stuff is excellent right here. That's right, Goff. Goff just said, it's like most spicy snacks in the grocery stores. It's rarely flaming hot or very spicy. Exactly, man. I do give respect to Campbell's, the ghost pepper chunky soup, because it is spicy. You can detect heat in it. You know what I'm saying? That represents that. What was the other product? Bulldog, the ramen. They're 2X and they're 3X. Now you can't find the 3X in the stores around here. And you know, the most I can find is a 2X, but they're both hot. They both got good heat. The Bulldogs got both good heat, but besides that, I haven't had much. Listen, some of you older people may remember this. Back in 1997, 98, they had actually came out with a cilantro flavored, and I think it was a Verde. It was one of the two, Verde Ranch, or it was a Verde whatever. Doritos, right? They were the best Dorito ever made. And they came back out with some Verde editions that are not close to it, but you could taste the cilantro in it, and it was hot, right? They weren't super hot. You could detect the spice, though. They pulled them off the market. People said they're too spicy and all this other stuff. So this is, these big companies know, they're like, oh, we'll just market this, but stand tall, stand against them. When something's not hot, you call it out. Listen, I go to the store and I see something that says hot or Carolina Reaper or ghost pepper this, I'm gonna buy it. Because why? It's what I do. I'm a chili head. I want to try it. My expectations are very low, you know what I'm saying? But I still buy it and I review it for you guys. I want to say, hey man, this ain't got no heat to it. That's why I do the will it burn videos, I do the will it burn videos and I add to it. And so, yeah, man, I'll talk a little bit more. Right now I have, anybody that's watching that wanted sauce before I close up shop, I actually have it marked out of stock. And the reason why I ran out of the bonnet sauce, and I went and made a little bit more. I had a friend that wants some that's local, and he was like, either way, so anyways, I do have a few of the 3-packs left. I'll put the website back up live on Friday. If anybody wants sauce, this is your last call. But yeah, I was down, I think, 1 or 2 bottles of the bonnet, and so I just literally marked the site out of stock for everything for right now. But Friday and Saturday, I will, if anybody wants orders, you can go to the site. I'll have it back up probably till Monday. Or if I sell out, I don't have a lot left, then I'll close it down before that. But most likely, so Friday and Saturday, the site will be open. It'll be anyone that wants Uncle Bill hot sauce. It'll be your last chance. And I've thought about it and I've prayed about it. And man, part of me wants to keep going, wants to come out with some new spicy products, spicy snacks. I have the insurance, the kitchen contract, all of that stuff. But part of me is, is there a lack of motivation? At times there is. You get tired of doing something, like I said, the sales dropped really bad in November. And I think there's a couple of reasons I think why. And one of them was October. There was a lot of stuff that happened in October. And people kind of talked behind my back. People shunned me and some other stuff in the community. And yeah, so it was low sales for a couple of reasons, but that was one of them. Some haters, but I'm wrestling with it. Do I ever think I'll reopen? The thing is, if I end my kitchen contract, I have to pay another deposit and sign up and do all this paperwork again. So, but I'm insured in 2026, and I got my if Certified Foods Manufacturing School certificate. My Serve Safe is still good for another 2 years. Like I could jump back in. It wouldn't be that hard. So I'm just really praying about it and trying to see what I should do. I could take a break. I could just take a little 3-month sabbatical or something and see how I feel. I don't know. But at this point in time, I really just kind of feel like I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? For many reasons. But one reason that I would want to do it is for the people that secretly blacklisted me in the back chats and talk crap about me, sabotage me making money, sabotage me selling sauce. Yeah, some haters out there. And I could sabotage them. It's funny how people take your kindness for weakness, right? I'm saved, not soft. I'm a Christian. I turn the other cheek. But also, I stand my ground many times. And expose frauds. And for the most part, I keep my mouth shut. It's funny because I've backed away. Let me say this. Johnny Scoville had made a video, and I seen the title, and I might have watched a couple minutes of it, but I'm not going to quote him word for word, but let me just say it. Johnny made a video a week or two ago talking about how, he left the chili community, or he backed away from the chili community. And I said that. So there's some people that have heard me say that. Some people have called me and texted me, and I said, I'm backing away. I'm leaving. Whatever you want to say. I backed away from the community, and I'm gonna say this right now that I just realized this late last night. I realized something. Neither Johnny saying that nor me saying that is actually accurate, because we technically didn't leave the chili community. What happened is we still are the chili community, right? We still have chili heads that are watching us and fellowshipping with us. We're still eating chilies. We are the community. We just either had people that are jealous or haters, all the combination of all of it, that turn their back on us. Maybe we turn our back on them, or maybe we just got tired of dealing with the drama and the nonsense. Johnny had, he left Facebook, so he left the chili community in some sense that way. Me, I backed off, man. Really backed off of Instagram, but I didn't leave the community. So I'm just saying that we're still here. We're still here. And there's still people that I know that left the community, but they're still doing stuff. They just kind of got away from certain cliques and crews, and they're doing a lot better. So we're still all eating hot sauce. I'm doing videos. I'm gonna grow peppers this year. I'm doing everything. So yeah, I think I wanted to clarify something, and I'm not speaking for Johnny. I'm just saying off of his video, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, why I left the chili community. So I was like, yeah, you know what? You didn't. We are, the global chili community. We are. And so, and me, I'll tell you right now, man, it's not the chili community. And I really think that we need to stop, any of us, I'm not just talking about Johnny and myself, there's other people. I think we need to stop using that when we're trying to describe the bad side and the bad people, because most of them are just little cliques, and they are minuscule. They're nothing, man, a blip on the radar. And so we technically didn't leave. We didn't leave. We're here. We're doing this. We're reviewing sauces. We're reviewing peppers. But the same thing. We just have less baggage. You know what I mean? And that's my perspective on it. It just came to me last night because I seen that video. Someone shared it, or it showed up or something where Johnny said that, and I said, yeah, I backed away from the chili community myself. I'm just saying that in my mind. I'm like, well, wait a second. No. I just recognize some things and just put people at arm's length, or people turn their back on me or slandered me or whatever the case may be. I'm going to get one more shot of the sauce, guys. This stuff is excellent. Drop a diss song. Heck yeah, I should. Hey, bro. I'm from New York, but I live in North Carolina right now. It is 72 degrees out. Christmas, baby. It's a beautiful day out here. This is killer, man. This is killer. This could seriously be an everyday sauce for me. I mean, I don't know what the price is on these, but that's great. It's got a little sweetness to it. It's not overly sweet, it wouldn't ruin a breakfast sandwich. It'd be good on it, actually. Breakfast burritos, but yeah, so I'm either way, I'm closing up shop. I don't know if I'll be back with the hot sauce and stuff. And there was some stuff people pulled. There was some lack of support, some slander. There was stuff like that, of course, but there's other things too, man. You do something for a while and you get tired of it, I'm not completely tired. Let me just say this. I probably just have writer's block. That's all. When you first come in the community, you go nuts, man. I was making freaking sauces, tinctures, spicy snacks, and challenges. Like within the first 3 months of in the chili community, plus growing peppers, plus reviewing sauces. I mean, doing everything. You just come into it and you do it like that. And I still love doing all of that stuff. But after a while, you do something that's repetitive. You're kind of just like, you take it for granted a little bit, But also, it's like I need to think outside the box, And I just haven't been thinking. I haven't my creative autistic mind hasn't really taken over in a while, and but it will. And that's what I do, man. I sit there and the middle of the night, I'll think of, I just remember the yellow taco sauce. Now, there's very few people that got to try that because I made 2 or 3 versions of it. All 3 of them were slamming, but there was some people that got to try it. Johnny was one of them. My wife, we almost got in a fist fight. She threatened to kick me in the balls if I were to take the last bottle. I actually gave her a bottle, set it on the table. She didn't eat it. She like ate something else that day. So I came home, I ate half a bottle, and then I put another bottle on there. And then finally, the last bottle, she goes, "Don't touch it. That's mine. I'll kick you right in the balls." She said it was hilarious. But like, yeah, it was amarillo. I think it was taco amarillo or something. Whatever. That sauce is just like in the middle of the night. I'm just thinking, what if I made a yellow taco sauce, yellow Carolina Reapers, and some yellow onion and yellow tomato, and put the spices in. It was slamming. I mean, that stuff right there, I think could just. It was. I'll be honest. I think it was the best hot sauce I've ever made. I never put it into production. I made the test batches. I sent some out for people to try. But I couldn't put that in production because of the fact that I had such a hard time sourcing yellow tomatoes. And to get the exact flavor I wanted, that's exactly what I needed. And they're very, very hard to get your hands on. Fresh or canned, doesn't matter. They're very hard to get your hands on. So there is some stuff like that. No, so like you get creative in your mind. Like I used to make the oh man, the hellberry. That was one where I was just thinking. So I made a blueberry sauce, right? And that was a regular thing. We had it on our pancakes all the time. A lot of people tried that in the community, man. But I'm sitting there one night, and I have a vacuum sealed bag of Hellhammers in the freezer. Hellhammer peppers. Now you guys know that Hellhammers are hot. I mean, it's just hot. It's hotter, just a little bit above a Primatali, but it has thicker flesh. It's a better pepper. It's still floral. You know how hot it is. And I was just thinking, what can I do with that? It's like, and I'm like, what gets rid of bitterness and floralness in the sauce? Adding other peppers like sweet peppers and milder peppers and onions, of course. Also making fruit sauces, right? You can use a ton of super hots if you got some sugar and some fruit. So I decided to make the hellberry, and that was similar to my blueberry sauce, but instead of doing just blueberries with the boot jalokias, the mixed boot jalokias, the hellhammer's hotter, and then I did that with mixed berries. I had red raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, and then maybe something else in there, elderberry, who knows, I don't remember. But yeah, it's just in the middle of the night, man. You just think of something. You're like, yo, what if I took this and this and made, man, and you come out with some. I'm telling you right now. Listen, the 3 sauces that I have out on the market commercial, those are all just pepper sauces. They're just basic pepper sauce, and people love them. People go nuts over them, man. I had people, if you watch my video where I said I was going on business, I had people on there like saying that my sauce is their favorite hot sauces. Those are Jamaican style pepper sauces. That's what they're made. That's the style. That's how I learned to make hot sauce. That's just what they are, okay? They're all the same as my father's habanero sauce he was making in, 1993, 94. But, you think of that stuff and you do it. Hey, guys, I got to get going. Happy holidays to all you guys. We'll be back on here. Go book freaking lunch. What?